boy.
Every time.
Every time there's something.
Happy Friday, Doer. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Happy Friday to you. I like the blue ambiance.
Oh,
It's
thank
nice.
you. Thank
It's
you. I'm
nice.
just trying new things, just like I can't get my camera to work, so I have to try new things every week.
We can only get better from here, eh? What can I say?
Man, how has your week been?
It's been good. We've had wild weather. We've had these weather phenomenons called Chinooks.
I love hearing about the Chinooks.
Chinooks. Rick knows all about it. Hot air over the Rocky Mountains coming into us that we have the massive temperature swings. Not for the faint of heart. If you're prone to migraines and that kind of thing, and don't be here. But if you can handle,
I wouldn't say I'm prone, but they're not fun when they do show up.
I have a few close friends that suffer from like the chronic migraine kind of thing.
Yeah.
And no, it's no good. It's no good. But what else is good is I have a double espresso here. And let's like we're not an ASMR podcast, but just 2 seconds.
I have water. Some people like that. Some people hate that.
Is that one of those restaurant containers?
Heck yeah, man. That's what I use for all of my my kitchen needs. And I found that it's a large enough vessel to drink out of. But the struggle that we're having with the kitten is she wants to stick her head or her paws in every open vessel.
You did send me a photo of that. You did send me a photo.
Yes, you saw her head in one of these containers. So it's okay when she's not in the room, like she's locked out right now. But if she's around, I can't have any open lids. Even like my big, giant, like 64 or whatever 120 ounce thing I have, she tries to go in it. So
I think it'd be fun to cut a gallon in half and then have her sit inside of it. That would be fun.
Yeah, well, when we weigh her right now, we use like the food scale, but we put her in a bowl, and the bowl just keeps getting bigger. So I think she's over 5 pounds at this point. So she's
chunky.
She's got a little weight to her. She's got a little fupa coming in, which I think is a protective thing. It's not like an overweight thing.
Nothing wrong with a little fupa.
No. So yeah, she's got her little fupa growing in, and that's been fun.
Kimberly, my girl, knows a good caffeine.
Does look good. I don't have coffee today because like I can't do black coffee unless I'm like super desperate, and I used the last of the milk this morning.
Yeah, I'm
pretty bummed out. I could use a coffee.
There's people that are they look down on the ones that put any type of product, and
coffee's subjective.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be a snob.
And I cut sugar out of the coffee years ago, and I've never looked back. I don't need it.
Ooh, I go back and forth.
Yeah. But you have the pleasure of having a Dutch Bros nearby.
Right behind my house. I haven't been in a while. But
do you walk or do you drive?
My wife is listening to this. I know she's driving. Like maybe stop by Dutch Bros. I don't know if you deliver.
Cole. Maybe the double annihilator.
Oh,
I mean, you'll be up for a week.
Tonight. Let's do it. Let's do it. Is that the limited edition Serrano's hat? It sure is.
I love that. I love that.
Man himself.
The orange looks good. I mean, my goodness. Oh, you got the. Okay, listen.
This is a high quality hat.
You have the orange watch and the orange hat.
I do. I went full Carlos today.
Style and flow.
I went full Carlos today.
Shout out to Carlos. He'll be on here.
Carlos freezing his butt off.
Man. So there's sidebar a little bit. There's a girl from Texas at work, and a bunch of her family's in North Texas, and they've been messaging back and forth. And that state, from what I hear, has been shut down. Georgia getting pounded with snow. We're warmer than Atlanta. What?
See what happens? What happens in states that that aren't used to that type of weather is people lose their minds, right? Like I understand shutting things down for safety or whatever, but like here in California, if it rains a little bit, especially if it hasn't rained in a while, people lose their minds. People don't use their headlights. People don't use their wipers. They already don't use their signals. It's hell when there's weather. So I try to just avoid it.
That's very fair. But we've
got in the chat here.
We've got Sean Gallagher, the He's still trying to get. We're still figuring out the giveaway. The Christmas giveaway. Sean was enough to offer it up, but we're gonna. You know what? I think we need to talk to Sean, see what he wants, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, we can get some of his input on that.
You know what? He is kind enough to join the chat. Yes, Rick was on another podcast this week, but you know what? It was pre-recorded. It was fine.
Rick's on his world tour of the internet.
He is. He is. The
none of this was coordinated.
No. The episode of Chelsea was great though. A lot of awesome questions. And
it was. I listened to it twice to make sure I don't talk about anything that he's already spoken about this week.
That's right. It's such a treat when you can get Rick into like a thinking stage of when you ask him something and he needs to take a moment and really think about it. Right? That's
like
hard
the life
to do.
Advice that he couldn't come up with the top of his head right away.
That's hard to do. But
I like those because he's always so composed, right? Like in all of his videos, everything is thought out and planned, and all of his shots are pristine. Mm-hmm. But when you catch him off guard, that's when you get to see the real Rick.
Yeah. Rick is the epitome of the gear doesn't make you good; it's the technique. And if people in this chat if people in this chat don't know Rick, I mean, they're in for a treat. The weekend's coming up. It's cold in a lot of areas. You can cuddle up on that couch. If you got a fireplace, get that going, and just go with RAD. I mean, you have a playlist. Dang, what a better way to spend a day.
Oh man, you know what? And I think I've said this many times before, but I sometimes use Rick's videos to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Which some people might not see that as a compliment, but if you can help me relax at the end of the day, that's a compliment.
But you know what's cool though, Joey, is that YouTube just implemented a sleep timer on the settings of the videos. So you could put on like an hour long Rick, half an hour, whatever, as long as one is. Do that and then fall asleep. I mean, dang, who needs melatonin? Who needs sleeping pills? I mean, my goodness.
Yeah. Did you just read that error that popped up? That's me trying to upload this beautiful intro you created, and it's not working. So you might have to go to plan B.
Might have to go to plan B. Okay. Dane is also in the chat. Shout out to Dane. How's the Volkswagen, Steve? Now, if people don't know the backstory with the Volkswagen is that RAD Company every Thursday, 2:00 Mountain Time, do a 2-hour Q&A session, a customer service oriented situation.
Yes.
And, it's just one of those things that you can ask whatever you want and you get the answers you want. Sometimes there's bickering and there's some Volkswagen Audi group hate. I'm not going to say
I don't understand it. I've never spoken ill about Anthony's love for Hondas that can be acquired for $500.
Yes.
But he has to go and
he
all over my beloved Volkswagen.
He buys the beaters, makes them nicer than anyone's around, and then it becomes a nice car, and then the cycle repeats.
I think it goes to his head.
Yeah, but I'm gonna roll a little intro here. Let's
do it. Let me hide this comment from the screen. Here we go.
And I really hope the audio plays because I'm not sure if that's going to play. We made a nice little intro for Rick here. Let me just grab it really quick.
I'm just reading these comments over here. Let's see. I see a video sharing. I see it.
Let's see what we get.
See if it works.
This week on the Detail Grind podcast, a Canadian suburban hockey dad, a teacher by day, a detail enthusiast by evening, weekend, and summer break. A networking specialist with connections to people who have some of the most unique vehicles in Southern Alberta. This individual shares the process of both maintaining, correcting, and protecting some of these priceless vehicles. An owner of one of the cleanest Audi SQ5s in the country, leveraged for hockey trips, forest fire adventures, and of course, the weekly bread run. Someone that's able to share a very artistic process behind the camera, the Spielberg of the detailing world. A professional unboxer, a product tester extraordinaire, and someone that's overall loved in the detailing industry. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you not only a fantastic human being, but a friend. Rick from RAD Garage. Ooh.
Oh,
All right, let's get that out of there. Wow.
What a beautiful intro.
And
who am I?
I love that I was able to steal our own guest content to create that.
Yeah.
Just the
It's
best.
got a plethora to choose from.
I'm all choked up.
He's wearing the same shirt. And
Yeah,
yes,
I only have 5 shirts.
Rick does change his clothes. That's a well.
I know
Mr.
that's
Rick,
a lie
what's
because
happening?
all of these brands love sending merch out.
All right, so I'm on 2 cameras. I got headphones on. I've got a steep learning curve here. Where do I look, guys? Like
you're going I don't know, man. Doer likes to look off into the nothing. I like to look straight at the people. Up to you.
You can look wherever you want.
Okay, I'll figure it out. But I just want to say thank you for that amazing intro, Alex.
Yeah, no problem.
You've mastered the narrator voice.
He's really good
like
at
a voiceover king.
There we go. Maybe that's a 2025 situation we can work on. But look at this.
All right,
Mike Kaufman, goosebumps.
Woo, me too.
Yeah. Rick, how's your head doing?
Thanks for asking. So, I don't think you ask all your guests that. Let's preface this with a little. Bit
Usually
of
ask them backstage to see what kind of mindset they're in. But
just
I
see where they're at. My head's pretty good. I took a pretty significant knock probably 3 weeks ago. Actually, 3 weeks ago today, and my wife took me to the hospital. I was slurring my words. It was a substantial concussion, but I am very happy to say I have not been suffering any severe or even serious side effects. So, knock on wood, pretty good. This hard Canadian head handled it, but I will say I will never curl again. I never liked that sport. I only did it because it was a group building activity. I went into it with
trauma response to it now.
Oh yeah, it's triggering for me now. And in fact, if I see anyone on ice without a helmet, I get triggered. It is it's all fun and games until someone, cracks their head open. And but thank you for asking. I'm doing very well. I returned to work full time this week on Tuesday, and by lunchtime I was a little exhausted. And I had a bit of a headache, but I don't think that's the concussion. I just think that's the job some days. So
yeah,
that's very fair. I was gonna say, I think
I'm glad you're feeling better, man.
The slurring of words, could be a day job thing too. Who knows?
Yeah, it was. It's funny. My wife and I could joke about it now, but she drove me to the hospital, which was just a quick 10-minute drive. But I must have asked her apparently the same question over and over and over again. But I joke that I just don't think she answered me. She makes me answer.
Some minor amnesia was going on.
Yeah, but it was a bit humbling and a bit scary. Came out of it really good. I'm not a young spring chicken anymore, and I feel like now when I'm walking like an older man who's cautious of where he goes.
You think this was a major event in your life?
Oh, huge.
This changed things?
Yeah, not, luckily, like I said.
Listen, you were feeling good enough to go on another podcast, so I don't want to hear we're not giving you too much sympathy here.
I when I came off that podcast with Chelsea, I felt like I was a real downer. I felt like I wasn't myself, but you know what? I watched it the other day, and I thought I did pretty good for a guy who was still seeing birds.
You did a great. You kept the energy up. You weren't too deflated.
Yeah, but I've been geared up for this one. I love you boys. I love hanging out with you guys. I haven't had a chance to really talk to you guys for like weeks. Like
holidays and stuff, man. Life is lifing.
Yep. Yeah, because I was gonna say we originally were gonna have Rick as a it was right before Christmas, I think, is when we're gonna have you originally.
Yeah.
Then obviously postponed. Did a great Q&A, but that's kind of the joys of Joey and I, is that we can adjust on the fly. But DJ Mayo in the house, Armor Detail Supply, which did gain some space on Rick's shelf. I mean,
I love
not just anything gets on there. But
I love that brand. In the upper echelon.
Yes.
Can I ask you guys a
That's
question?
a nice hat you got too, buddy.
Oh, look at this.
Ooh,
Shout out! Tell folks where you got that from.
That's from my friend Mike at Chromatic Garage.
Man.
Young man that I've taken.
You're not subscribed.
I've taken him under my wing.
Yep.
I've taught him a few things. He's coming along. He's a protege, fellow Canadian protege, much like Dewar.
I'm outnumbered.
Yes.
Yeah, no, Mike's amazing. Mike's the best. Like his cinematography is what really inspired me to try and approach that, focuses on the cinematography,
Yeah, we chat many days of the week, and I often ask him for tips here and there. He gave me one that involved my belly, so I'm excited to use my belly more while filming.
Yep, that sounds like.
I don't know if I need to gain if it's the bigger the better. I don't know. So
you need your own little fupa.
I do.
Yeah.
I get a bit jealous when I hear other people talk to Mike because Mike's mine.
Sorry.
What do you mean you talk to Mike so regularly? I haven't spoken to him in weeks.
It might be one of those like fake AI accounts. So I don't know. They're responding.
I mean, I've never seen someone look so darn good working on a vehicle, whether it's detailing, mechanical, but like a nice button up, corduroy pants, and like a tweed coat. And I'm like,
jewelry.
I don't wear this to a wedding. And you're wearing it to detail a car. Like
he gave us a nice shout out in one of his last videos.
He did.
That which I appreciate. So sorry, Rick. Sorry.
I haven't made a video in about 6 years, so I apologize for that.
When's your next video coming out? I really need a Saturday with my cup of coffee and
that's right.
I'm on a bit of a hiatus.
That's fine.
Like self-imposed exile, if I could say it like that. But I just don't want to do another video of my SQ5 getting washed.
Okay.
I feel like people will get all excited. Maybe not everybody will get excited. Some people might get excited. There's a new video, and then it's like, oh, it's his damn car again. And I don't.
I feel that way with the GTI sometimes, but sometimes it's like, you know what? This is real life. I'm not a professional. You're not a professional. So some people just like to see them wash each other's cars. Is that weird?
And it is a bit weird. Yeah, but it's cool. I've had this car for 7 years now. I've probably put 35 videos online about me washing it. But I can't entice anyone else to donate a car to me because, like Alex, you said in the preamble there, it's just been crazy weather. Yeah. When the Chinook, which is an indigenous word for the long cloud, when those descend upon Alberta and the temperatures go up, it just becomes a wet mess. So nobody wants, and I don't want to spend 4 or 5 hours washing someone's car just to. Yeah. So it's an interesting time. I'm focusing a little more on the garage right now to keep myself occupied, organizing it, trying to keep it clean.
People like those videos too. Have you thought? I mean, you've made organization videos before. Do you have like enough to organize right now for something like that, or?
Yeah, in my mind, I've done 100 videos of how to organize a garage, how to, best use your space, but I never do it because I don't know, I have a touch of OCD. I think we all do. When I go to do the video, I'm like, no, I'm going to wait until I get that fixed, or I'm going to wait until that new this comes. And so I just keep putting it off, but eventually I'm just going to need to do a new tour video and share with people how my garage has changed since my last tour video. But our friend Sean Gulliher, who's in the comments, probably disparaging me, he's going to send me something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He would bring his truck all the way there for a
100%.
wash. But he's a mass producer of amazing garage stuff. So he's got something coming. Yeah.
Oh, so hopefully we see a video with you too. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he'll come, but he's sending it to me.
Yeah.
To help enhance my garage. He's the efficiency master.
Can I make a request for the next? Can I make a request for the next tour? Can we see come on, can we see the overflow in the basement?
Oh, there's not much.
Oh, I see. I pictured you having this this great treasure down there.
No.
like the land of misfit toys of detailing chemicals.
Okay, if you want to see the land of misfit rad toys, you need to go see Alex Dewar in Lethbridge,
that's
Alberta.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
collab.
I acquire the reject boxes. I do not need it, but I think it's just an excuse to go visit Rick,
Yeah,
and
thanks,
which
buddy.
I don't need an excuse. But that being said, and actually the last box, I took a bunch of the products that I like the most, and ended up donating a bunch of it to another local detailer who's 13 years old that is starting
forward.
out, and I'm like, you can use a lot of this and have great success with it. And cool little kid. Him and his dad came over, and his dad's like, he was in the garage with me, and he's like, oh my god, like, what is this? And I'm like,
awesome.
well, yeah, this is something that's passionate about, but still a hobby that, as Rick alluded to in Chelsea's video, is that we want to keep it a hobby and we don't want to make it a job. And I think same with Joey.
Yeah.
I think we can all relate that sometimes we just need to relax, have fun, and enjoy the detailing and not get too caught up with anything.
At this point in my life, I think that's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
And it allows me to do things like this and like speak freely about my opinions and whatnot.
You're a free agent. You're a free agent.
You know what? I'm truly a free agent. Look, Rick's dressed like he's going for round 2 with Grimbassadorship this year, but yeah, I'm a free agent now, which is I mean, everything that the RAD company has, like I enjoy, right? These are brands that I enjoy. So I don't see much changing in that aspect of my content. But maybe I'll have some new brands that I'm trying out that are outside of their distribution system. Who knows? We'll see.
Maybe some local state goods. That's all I'm gonna say.
Maybe.
But speaking of saying, Keith wants Rick to say Deckel.
I am not your monkey. I am not. Okay, all right, here we go.
Hypnotized by Rick's voice.
Say it in a
the David Attenborough voice.
One more time. I think I was speaking over you.
Would you like a decal?
Oh, look at that. Look at that. You actually sent me a decal, and it's the only one in my garage I call a decal.
Right on. I have such a collection of decals.
Yep.
Like
one thing I struggle with is I struggle with knowing where to put them.
Yeah, you run out of space.
I'm not going to put them on like a water bottle because I just can't.
Yeah.
But I do love for those that have seen Rick's videos or his shop tours, those are large and in charge. Joey, I am jealous of that one.
Joey's always one-upping.
But Rick has the sticker rectangle in his garage.
Yeah.
And that is quite full. But I think it's only the best make that one.
Well, I don't mess with anything but the best, Alex. You know that.
And you got stickers and signed hockey sticks. So.
Yep.
You've touched on this, but people have questions. Ron wants to know what Mrs. Rad drives.
Good question, Ron. We are a one-car family. So because my wife and I work at the same school, we have not had 2 cars since 2011. So she rarely drives. I do most of the driving, but she does like driving the SQ5 when she gets the opportunity. And she's always a little nervous.
What would her dream car be?
You know what? She really likes minis. I think she likes the Mini Countryman.
Okay.
Big boy.
And
that's a good one. I've had it as a rental. It's a nice car.
And she's a beautiful woman, and she looks so good in cars. And like, I'm tempted when we do finally need a second vehicle to look at a Mini, but I just have such a loyalty to the German.
There's some BMW blood in there, I guess. If you want to go down that route, like we love our Mini. It's like
that's great, yeah.
We have a little red Mini. So we have one German and a Mini, and they get along. So it's
because I see what you're saying. The BMW owns Mini, or
correct.
Yeah. Okay. So there's some BMW DNA in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's a couple, hoses and stuff, I'm sure, that have a BMW logo under there. So.
Little cross branding. The speedometer being in the center has always been an issue for me.
It's great when your passenger wants to be a backseat driver and going too fast because they can see the speedometer loud and clear.
Yeah,
you're speeding.
I saw a picture the other day of one of the new minis, and it was like how CarPlay is integrated into that screen now, and it almost looks like the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines that like let you pick whatever flavor soda you want. Like it's wild looking.
Wild.
Something maybe we look at down the road.
I actually have a photo of it. Let's pull that up.
Of what I was just talking about?
Yeah. And it's
a visual podcast. I like this.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if we can figure out how to share this. Let's go here.
So I saw this picture online. I sent it to look at that thing.
Isn't that wild?
That is,
That's
and
insane.
I like the material on the dash.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like
that's kind of cool,
like a braided dash, if you will. It's like that kind of nylon.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I don't think I've seen a CarPlay with 3 rows of stuff.
Interesting.
Mine is only 2, but I don't think I've seen 3 before. Anyway, that's fun.
Well, my son is 14 now, so he can qualify for a learner's license.
Ooh.
Oh, how does that make you feel?
Excited and very nervous at the same time.
Could you imagine learning to drive? Like, learning to drive is an amazing life experience.
Yes.
But having a supercharged 6-cylinder to do that in, it's almost like you want to unplug the supercharger. Be like, here, baby steps.
Here's a plug for Audi. That supercharged 6-cylinder is so docile when you want it to be, and then it wakes up when you want it to wake up. And I kind of feel like I want him to learn how to drive in that car.
Yeah.
Not to be some kind of super speeder, but just to be aware of what capabilities vehicles have, right? Being all-wheel drive and having a little bit of turbocharged boost. But he's so cocky. He's like, let's go do my learners. And I'm like, well, we should probably get that booklet so you could do some studying, bud. Yep. He's like, I don't need it. And I'm like, well, let's go online and just try one of these sample quizzes.
Yep.
And oh my gosh, I failed half the questions.
They're trick questions. I swear to God.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yep.
Like, as an educator, I have this like ethical dilemma when I'm testing a child on something. I should have taught it, and it shouldn't matter.
Yes.
But like one of the questions was something to do with, if you see amber lights on the back of a vehicle, what vehicle is it? And there was like a bus, ambulance, snow removal plow, and something else. And I guessed, and I got it wrong, and it was the snowmobile plow.
Yeah. I wouldn't have guessed that.
We were talking about this in the car, and just up the road was a truck that had a big plow in the front, and it had blue and amber.
Yeah. That's new though, because like I've heard of like a jingle, because Rick and I are both in Alberta, province in Canada. But the jingle is amber and red, snowplow ahead. But now a lot of the emergency vehicles are allowed to have blue lights on them. So like tow trucks here now can have blue lights to get more attention. So you have the amber and blue, and same with the snowplows. So it's but Joey, you're right. They are kind of trick questions that, it's always fun to go back and take the learner's tests. Because I had a family member that was doing it, and I went through, and I'm like, you passed it, but it's like, there wasn't roundabout questions back when I did mine. Not that the
questions about like which way do you turn the wheel, right? Like when you're parked on a hill, and like in your head it makes sense, but it's the way they phrase the question that makes you question yourself, and you're like, wait a minute, which way do I turn the wheel? And you're like, this makes sense, but like they try to trick. Like I passed on the first time, right? I think I got like maybe 3 wrong or something, but like it's still wild. I can't believe they're allowed to do that, but they want to make sure that you're paying attention, right?
Yeah. Granted, if I have to go somewhere and I have to park on a hill, I'm not going. You know,
Man.
you scout the parking situation ahead of time. You know,
the anxiety that Hills gave me when I had my first manual transmission, like it's a feeling that I don't think I'll ever forget. And one of them was going shopping during the holiday season. It's probably like a week before Christmas. And I was like, I know exactly where I'm going to park. I got this secret little spot so I don't have to deal with it. But they were directing the traffic and sending me up and up and up. And I was like,
geez.
And they're holding me at the top. And I'm like, you're good. Like my clutch, like, no, like, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, that was a fun time.
I've taught multiple friends and family how to drive manual because they have the patience to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that, you know, not everyone can do that task, you know, to teach someone. And, you know, there's really
I don't know if I could.
Easy way to do it. But no, Rick or Dane brings up a great question here. When I was in Germany at the BMW World Museum this summer, I saw that screen in person and actually liked it. So it's
cool.
It takes a lot to
retrofit our 2012 with it. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, just you can have digital speedometer app and then just replace everything.
I have an extra iPad. I think maybe I'll just Velcro one of those right there and call it a day.
But yeah, the overall Volkswagen Audi experience. I mean, obviously the Audis are a little bit better put together. You know, we're kind of the belligerent
Rattle
Volkswagen
City
owners, and Rattle City. But no, I've been pretty happy with mine. I mean, my car's now 12 years old, and it's pretty solid. Like, there's no weird creaks or whatnot.
I had a very loud fuel line rattle when my car was brand new, and I think I brought it in like 2 times for them to remedy it because it was like a new issue and whatever. So they took care of it, but like it just kind of made the sound like travel further and further back.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got under there, and I guess this is detail related. I had a rayon polishing pad that I cut in half, and I folded it in a way to shove it, just wedge it between the car and the fuel line, and it's been there for almost 4 years, and it has not rattled. So,
dang,
I will take it.
When I was growing up, my dad drove Chrysler New Yorkers, and they were notorious for interior squeaks. So he would take matchbooks and he'd throw them to me, and he'd be like, "Find that rattle back there." So I would wedge it between an interior panel.
That was my entire. That was what I was going for.
And yeah, you're just trying to like solidify whatever is moving. There was one time he pulled over on. I'll tell 2 quick dad stories. He pulled over on the Meridian on the highway because this rattle wouldn't go away. And my mom was so annoyed, right? She's just like, "We just need to get going." But I was about 7, and I was on that back. What do they call that? The shelf,
like the parcel shelf.
Back. Yeah, the parcel shelf. And I'm like, "Dad, I think I know where it is." So he threw me some matchsticks. And when he had a clean car, we were on a 3-lane road. I remember him doing California lane changes all by himself just to avoid the water from the recent rainfall.
What does that mean?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, it California, Canada.
Yeah. Otherwise known as Red Deer. Red Deer.
Got it.
Yeah, Red Deer. It was Calgary Red Deer. You guys said something about a game.
We did. And I think it's a perfect time to do it because it's going to take a little bit of time. But you know, we want to spice things up a little bit. You know, we're working out some kinks. We got some segments and things like that. But
this is a California game.
It is not. It could be. So what we're going to do is we're going to involve Rick in our little game. So the game is here.
Ooh, we're going to do a tier list, Rick.
A tier list for Rick. All right. So we have how this works is that we have multiple images, and we're going to rate them. Most of them are like S tier, A tier, but no. Rick is extra.
Oh! I didn't even hold on a second. I didn't see what you did till just now.
We're changing the groove, people. We're gonna do super rad as top tier. We're doing rad. We're doing rad-ish, not to be confused with the legume. Not rad and rad fail.
Is that a legume?
I don't know. Whatever it is. Is it in the onion family? Maybe
it's a root vegetable, isn't it?
Chat, let me know. But yeah, Dane, we were driving through a stoplight intersection, making a left turn once on my. Oh geez.
I remember when I took my I took my
trip.
driver's test, and in my parents' car, I didn't know how to use the defrost function, and it was raining very bad that day. And because I was nervous, it was fogging up pretty bad. And the instructor was nice enough to turn it on, so he didn't fail me for that.
So yeah, we're gonna run through the game. We can kind of all have our opinions. So the first one for Rick is ceramic coatings. Where do those sit in the?
Rick, what do you think about a ceramic coating? You're a pro.
I'm not a pro. And I resent that comment. I'm not.
You're a connoisseur.
They're not super rad.
Okay.
They're not super rad.
Okay.
For me, right? This is all from my perspective. I'm gonna go. They're radish.
Radish. Okay. So
They're
where
radish.
Yep.
Because
you have a love-hate.
I do, because I feel like I was bamboozled that it was a magic force field that, like, the whole keeps your car clean thing.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think
it
my
does
car's
to
any
an
cleaner.
extent. I will. In my opinion, it does. Right, like in most of my uppers of my vehicle are clean week to week, and it's the bottom that just has a little bit. So that self-cleaning to me is dew in the morning or rain. It's allowing it to pull that stuff down because it's not sticking to the surface.
Okay. I will.
That's my argument.
Yeah.
My anecdotal experience is my car is filthy, top to bottom, 6 months a year.
And we have different climates, right? So this is why this is your rad list.
No, we joked earlier, and it was to do with the fire situation in your home state.
Yes, shout out to California, and thoughts are with everybody.
God bless everybody that's going through that. It's awful, but I think people will see like just how corrosive and bad the ash is.
Yeah.
And I've
few friends that I've reached out to check on after I've made sure that they're safe. I told them to wash their car as soon as they could.
Yeah,
it's good advice.
It eats right into a coating, no problem.
Yeah.
All right, I see we got a lot to go here, so.
But let me pop this out. So yeah, if you guys like this, leave a comment after the chat in the comment section of the video if you like these segments. So the next one we have is trolls. So this can be
rad fail.
Rad fail, eh?
Okay, but I think you've got a metaphor. Go. You're gonna.
Which trolls are you talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
I think just whether they're on your videos or online in general, in the detailing space.
Because I like the little figurines. Those real nostalgic to me.
Yeah. No, the ignore the figurines, just the aspect of being a troll.
How do you feel about trolls?
Uh-oh. My camera, you guys, says internal. Oh boy.
Oh, there we go.
Oh no.
Hold on.
Did it get too hot?
We got to pivot. Here. Hold on.
We just trolled Rick's camera. Right there.
You might be trolling us.
Oh, look at that.
My camera overheated because I'm so hot. All right.
Ooh, you know what, Rick? I think it's the hat that makes it too hot.
We had that happen with the bearded hunter.
Yeah.
The camera got hot. So you're not alone. You're
in
good
he's
company.
just ready with the headwear.
Oh, man.
He is.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
I actually enjoy a troll now and again.
Did he put a PNS hat on?
He did.
Wow.
He did. Right so where are we gonna throw this troll, Rick?
Radish.
Okay, radish. So the next one is Adam's polishes. Where are we sitting?
I know where that goes.
Adam's. Where are we sitting? Adam's polishes.
I gotta look at the whole experience. Super rad.
Okay. Yeah, they've been very generous to you, as you alluded to in Chelsea's show. They really kind of kickstarted you, I think.
I didn't allude to it. I was very clear.
Yeah,
I think other than the.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think other than the RAD company, I've probably spent the most dollars on merchandise and products at Adams polishes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those mystery boxes and limited edition things that get me all the time. So I think they're up there.
I mean, there's some kind of Facebook groups out there in the detailing world that are being referenced to as a bit culty. The Adams group are insane. Like up here in Canada, Rick's favorite store, Canadian Tire, Adams is carried there, and they had a whole line of the Canada special editions and different Canada labeled ones. And I remember like just kind of perusing that forum every once in a while. There'd be guys like, who can send this to me? Like, I will pay whatever. And I'm like, oh my God.
It got to be too much, dude. It was like I'd get FOMO, like, oh my God, this one's sold out. Once I realized I was like going to third-party sites to look for these things, I realized I had a problem. And I had to just kind of take it back a little bit.
Have to use the VPN and the dark web to get that stuff. So, so next on our list is undercarriage sprayers. Rad. I think it's obviously for us, you and I, it's, very similar climates. I think it's essential. And there's a lot of crud under there that, and yes, we don't have we have some of the kind of the salt brine, I think is coming more into to different applications for the snow melt. But I mean, the East Coast is obviously a lot worse, but I mean, still somehow there's, rust is a thing. It doesn't matter where you are. It's you get moisture.
Do the undercarriage spray like maybe twice a year, and I make sure to avoid the rayon pad that I shoved under there because I don't want to blow that thing out.
That's right. That's right. I certainly enjoy. I bought one from Amazon, and one of the nozzles on it failed, and then it was only going. I think it had 4 or 5 nozzles, and then it was only going out of 3 or 4 of them. But that was too much.
Yeah, one of mine's clogged right now.
And I think I removed them, soaked them in vinegar. That didn't matter. So I'm like, I might just have to bite the bullet and get another one.
Yeah. Real quick before we continue, I keep seeing this juice free. I haven't been ignoring you, but I forgot to go in and respond to your comment. But Swift versus Natural Finish for dedicated dressing. Natural Finish is a dedicated dressing. Where Swift is a cleaner and conditioner / dressing kind of thing. So I would say if you want a dedicated dressing look, go for Natural Finish.
Yeah, I think Swift is a bit more what's the right word? Does a little bit more. Is a bit more utilitarian.
Yeah, it's more of like a Swiss Army knife where Natural Finish is the dedicated dressing. And then I did get a tip from Sydney that if you cut Swift 1-to-1, if you encounter any I think she said especially like certain EVs, some of the materials like will get streaky if you use it straight. 1-to-1, it looks perfect. So I have a bottle set aside for 1-to-1.
I love the scent of Swift. That's because I don't think we can get Natural Finish in Canada. It's really, really tricky if it's not here at all. But the next one is a bit of a play on words and kind of a if you know you know. But the Dempster's bread. Rick often references the SQ5 as the breadwinner.
Well,
Super
the bread
rad?
getter.
The bread getter.
Super rad. I couldn't live without bread. There's so many times where I'll be in the middle of a car wash on my own vehicle and my wife comes in and says, we're out of bread. Yeah. So there was a video, 5 years ago where I pretended that she had interrupted the wash process and asked for bread. And it caught on with a few people. I think Alex and one other guy.
Yeah. I remember there was one time where I'm just like, I want to send Rick a loaf of bread just for fun. But
that's dedication.
I've had friends. I've had a friend come over. He's one of my best friends, and he comes over and we're cleaning his truck together, and he's standing around. He's like, I feel useless. Like, can I do something? I'm like, yeah, by all means. Right. But then we'll be like halfway through the detail, and he goes, let's go get wings. And
ooh, that's a good friend.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm kind of like in the middle of my process. Like I've never like stopped here before. So like, can we do it after the fact?
And especially if your friend offers to pay for the wings, because wings are like, they're like a top tier food now. Like you have to like,
they're super rad.
You almost have to show, wait, I should have chicken wings on here. But yeah, you know, like a lot of the, pubs and restaurants would have like wing nights where it's pretty affordable. Now it's like $1 a wing. And it's like,
yeah, like, we've gone to all you can eat wing nights actually a few months ago, and now I'm hungry. So
yeah. So the next one is YouTube comments. Where
comments.
Where are we sitting YouTube comments?
I love them. Super rad.
I love some of your, like, you murder people with words sometimes, and I love that. And like, you know, the fact that some people
kills them with
take the time-
kindness.
Yes. Oh, 100%. And I mean, engagement's engagement. I've said it once and I'll say it again. But, you know, the people that take the time to make the comments, and then it's like, hey, like, you're only helping Rick in all this. Like,
I mean,
you're not hurting anybody.
Like, even if it is a negative comment, like I watch countless videos, right, where I'll sit and mumble something in my head, but I don't leave the comment, right? Like I don't engage there. So the fact that they take the time to, like, I pissed them off enough, or I did something completely wrong to them that they felt the need to you know, open the keyboard and type a little comment. Thank you. Like, I appreciate that.
It is literally, for me, an ongoing psychology experiment. My own psychology, the psychology of others. I've learned a lot about human nature.
Yeah.
Just through interacting with people from all over the world. I have to just, before we move on to the next one, there is one gentleman, his name's Alessandro, and he lives in Italy. And he leaves me the kindest, sweetest comments. He has made me a better person. Like,
heck yeah.
You can't, you know, so Alessandro, I don't know if you're watching this, man. You're an amazing dude.
I've had someone recently, I think it was a comment on the podcast I did with Jimbo, and it was just a very long comment that was just well thought out. And
I read that today.
Yeah, it was such a nice comment. I think her name was Georgina. So if Georgina's watching, thank you for the comment.
Oh yeah, she was like, I don't think it's this. I think it could be that. And it was what
perfect. It was I wish it was my channel so I could pin the comment. It was a very good comment.
Right.
Just text Jimbo, be like, just please
pin this bad boy.
Pin that one.
You know you've made it in life when you can get your comment pinned on, like, one of your favorite channels.
I used to just love when you saw that the channel liked it, like, because it puts that little icon next to it. That was big enough for me.
Yeah, it feels
now
good.
I need a one-on-one phone call to know that how big I've gotten.
I saw
personal visit.
A technology accessory company online, Anchor, they made a post yesterday, and I liked it, and I think I commented on it, and then they liked the comment, and I'm like, oh man, I've made it.
When Anchor's made, like, Active shared my my setup
that was
today, I was
insane.
like, what? I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I didn't give them permission. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Active.
Yeah, I'll say, do you remember when Pinterest first came out?
Oh yeah,
I had a pin board of all my garage stuff, right?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And the official Pinterest account of Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock.
Oh, okay.
Rob Bass followed me. That's when I knew.
No way.
The internet is amazing.
That's awesome.
When's the last time
Pinterest back up and running?
When's the last time you logged into Pinterest?
No, probably 10 years.
It's been a minute.
Is it still around?
All of mine are recipes, like foods that I cooked or, like, wanted to remember.
Yeah.
That's all I used it for.
You could have some real cringe moments going back and things you liked 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and Facebook reminds me of them every single day.
Yeah.
Acid wash jean jacket. I'm still looking for one.
Yeah. So next on our wonderful list is premium microfiber.
Oh, you can't live without that. That's super rad.
Yeah.
You've dedicated multiple storage outlets for said premium towels.
Quality and quantity. They're both important.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get towels in packages every now and then, and, like, I don't know where they come from, but I give them all, like, a fair shot, and you can tell the ones that are not quality, and they're just there for filler.
The Juice Free, probably the biggest, I'm not going to say the biggest troll on the internet, but I really want to know who Juice Free is. I need to know who's behind the keyboard. That's I like trolls better. I'm more entertained by opposing worldviews. So he's a great individual and is someone that really, really wants a microfiber apron.
When I see him pop up in comments of creators I know that may not be familiar with Juice Free, and I see the little bickering back and forth, I'm so entertained by it because like I know Juice is not. Yeah, he's trying to get a rise out of him, right? He's trying to get that back and forth, but he doesn't mean any harm by it.
Rick's looking a little confused right now.
Well, I think we all desire a platform, and you can go create a platform for yourself, or you can slide into other people's platforms.
If there's any microfiber manufacturers listening, now or in the future, Juice Free needs an apron.
He wants a plush microfiber apron with a pocket specifically for a clay bar.
Yeah,
it's the most specific product that he wants, like I've ever heard of. So,
and
what's next?
The next one is, and I pulled this image right from
I know what it
our
is.
guest himself is Swiss Trax flooring.
I'm gonna go RAD.
I'm
gonna go RAD.
Gonna go RAD. So what's keeping it? What's keeping it from super RAD?
Just the fact that
self-cleaning ability.
Well, yeah. Until someone can create a floor that cleans itself, what's super RAD about it? I don't know. Time to time I found like little rust spots developing in the material. Sometimes I think the connections aren't as strong tile to tile as they could be.
Right.
Like I'm super happy with having the Swiss Trax floor.
Yeah.
But when someone says, Rick, should I get a Swiss Trax floor? I'm like, not automatically. Oh yeah. It's wonderful in every single way.
Yeah.
So the floor itself is amazing. And then there's the whole, like, is it going to suit your needs? And do you have the discipline to maintain it depending on your environment? But
my stoner mind has envisioned a let's say one Swiss Trax tile gets pulled up, or maybe like one little section, and some type of low profile undercarriage style spinning pressurized water thing underneath there to clean it without taking up the whole thing, like I think that would be kind of cool, but I think that's a pipe.
I've attempted to clean my floor without taking it all out to the driveway. It just becomes a mess.
Just do it right at that point. Just do it the right way.
Yeah. So the next on our list is IKEA, the wonderful Swedish Becca.
So some context around this. There's a lot of storage componentry in my garage that I sourced at the kitchen and bath section of IKEA.
Yeah, I've stolen one of those ideas from you.
Oh, and I have never been disappointed with any of those components. They're all still in there. IKEA is rad.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
IKEA is rad. I like going there once in a while and walking around. My son, he was we were in the furniture section, and he was in this little loft display.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is a super cool place. And I was just like, oh. It had like New York loft vibes, and he was like, I really like this, and it made me think what he's going to be like when he's an adult. And I love that place. You know what? Put it up to super rad.
There we go.
Yeah.
So now we got our.
Funny, every time we make cinnamon rolls in the house, like the first thing my wife or I say is, it smells like IKEA in here.
I think my favorite part of IKEA is when you're going through the checkout, and then they have the giant banner of the cinnamon bun of the hot dog, and then they have the asterisk, not actual size. And I'm like, of course it's not a 20-foot hot dog. But yeah, we're in our last 2 minutes, so we'll kind of go in a bit of a speed round for these last few.
All right.
I'm having fun. This is great.
The Inglewood Diner. It's
super rad.
A super fan favorite. Check out Rick's video with Sean and myself, and we had a full experience there.
I feel so left out.
Oh, delicious.
Well, I only go when detailing friends are in town. I've only been 3 times with 3 different detailing groups of friends. So if you come, Joey, to Calgary, that's where we're going. Right. And Alex is going to pay for it.
Yeah. Can we get ice cream after?
I'll get Owen to sponsor it. So the next one is pressure washer fittings.
Rad fail. Can't stand that crap. That's Sean Gallagher's wheelhouse. It's so frustrating. I could go on for hours.
Yeah.
Especially when you buy a pressure washer that's just like just off the shelf, whatever, like Temu, Alibaba, and you're trying to figure out the fittings that you need for those things. nightmare. If you don't do a little research online, like you're not going to figure it out.
GHT, GMT,
Yeah.
14 millimeter, 15. It's wild.
As Matt Mormon says, it's water under pressure, and you're always going to be chasing it. Next one is one of our favorite stores, Carzilla.
Super
Calgary.
rad.
This is what the outside looks like.
And if anyone doesn't think Carzilla is super rad, I will fight you. I will.
100%. Next one is, just to keep a neutral image, is rinseless washing.
I'm going to go rad fail.
Oh, all right.
Shit.
I've seen you've done the videos with the rolling the towel, trying to be gentle, but I think for you it's just you're not getting deep enough into the cracks and crevices, and you don't feel totally clean.
Yeah,
and it just, to me, it is the constant propaganda that it is the best and only. And if you do it any other, it's ridiculous. My car right now, if I went to rinseless wash it would take longer than if I did a traditional 2-bucket wash. But whatever. Everyone's got their own preferences.
And that's how particular you are too, right? Some people don't care, right? Like sometimes when I'm doing it, I'm like, screw the door jams. I don't need to get into door jams.
Yeah. I find too is that if you have a good enough protection, whether it's a coating or like a pretty good sealant that's been freshly applied, because what I do is I usually foam it down when it's nice out. Because Rick knows all about this. You can be minus 20 Celsius on a Monday, and on a Thursday you're plus 8 outside in your shorts and flip flops. And so I pre-foam it, rinse it, but especially, and the catalyst is the carbine coated, where a lot of that crap comes off, and then I pull it in to do rinseless. Like dedicated rinseless is like I do that all the time in the summer when it's not that bad. But yeah, we're putting Rick to sleep. But
it bores.
Sorry, Rick.
Yeah, it
doesn't look good. It's not fun, and
it definitely it's like the least performing of my videos because like it's hard to show it. It's hard to make it entertaining, and I get that. If you're looking at it from an entertainment standpoint,
I think Rick took over Carlos's YouTube. Rick took over Carlos's YouTube account. Foam for life.
Foam for life.
Carlos I've seen Carlos's rinseless method, and man, I'm just like, Carlos, stick to the foam.
The next one here is probably the only person I've seen on the internet that owns one of these is the IK Alki 1.5.
Ooh, yeah. Is that the one that shoots the bubbles out?
Oh, such bubbles.
For the bubbles alone, it's super rad. It is with the Adams all-in-one wheel cleaner, nothing creates such satisfying bubbles. And
tying in with the other IKs, I couldn't have all of them, but the other IK sprayers, the TR1, the Multis, the Foam Pros.
Radish.
Radish.
I still got to figure it out.
And last on the list. No, go ahead, Rick.
Well, I was just going to say, I went in a different direction than IK. I went with some Marlex pump sprayers. And a foamer, and it works. It's working for me.
Yeah, Ron makes a good point.
The Marlex stuff.
I think it's pretty durable. They're a little bit different shape. I think they're
so far so good.
Are they Italian? I think
it's the shape I don't like. They just take in my mind they take up a lot of space on the shelf.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And last on our list is our good friends and sponsor of lunch at Inglewood Diner is TOC Supplies.
Right. Yeah, they're super rad too. So I'm so, and I speak for you too, Alex. I'm so spoiled because I've gotten to know the owners and the teams at both Carzilla and TOC Supplies. And to me, they represent the top of the industry in Canada here as far as supporting us, enthusiasts and pros. I know, and they're just so accessible, so cooperative and generous.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So, Rick, thank you so much for joining us. Thought we'd do a little segment with the game to keep things light and airy. And I think it was a lot of fun. And if you guys enjoyed it, definitely leave a comment afterwards. We appreciate everyone that hopped on to join us. So, Joey, anything final you wanna add?
No, it was nice to see Rick. Like I know we get together every now and then and have a little, boys' night, and it's nice to just have a live boys' night with other people chiming in sometimes. And I hope we can do it again, Rick.
Yeah. Oh, I'm here, guys. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to say hi to all those viewers. I would say 90% of the viewers in here are really great supporters of what I do in my garage here in Calgary. And I just want to say thanks to all of them. There's one right there. That guy, Hippopotamus Stew, I don't know what his real name is. Such a great guy. Or girl, I don't know.
Maybe their name is Stu. It could be Stu. How clever would that be?
I'm terrible at unpacking usernames.
Yeah. There's a lot of thought in
I'm not good at
usernames.
license plates, like the custom license plates when I'm trying to sound them out.
Those bumper stumpers. No, it's great to see everybody in the chat. Great to see you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Rick, where can our wonderful viewers find you online?
Well, my YouTube channel is called RAD Garage. My Instagram handle is rad.garage. www.radgarage.ca.
Great website, by the way. I peruse it every now and then, and I admire that you keep it up to date. A lot of people don't keep their websites up to date because it's 2025.
I try, and I just got a note that it's going to cost me more to run it for next year. So it's a timely comment because I'm wondering if it is something I do need. I don't know.
It's beautiful. I think all the logos you have laid out, the photography, everything is on
one thing people need to do before is go on Garage Journal and look up RAD Garage and then follow that thread. I went through that a couple years ago just for fun, and oh man, that was if you're bored. Days. Yeah. But yeah,
10 years ago, I joined Garage Journal, and I put a picture of my race deck floor on there. And the first guy who responded was a guy who had a Vector. That's what it was. Those old supercars. Well, Adamo. He's an Adamo.
Adamos.
Adamo.
I talked to him on the phone recently. This guy's going crazy right now with his garage. He's a quality dude.
Yeah, awesome.
He's from Edmonton. Yeah, great to see everybody. Edmonton.
All the Canadians got the good garages, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, what else do we have? Really,
that's right.
The opportunity to be the 51st state.
Oh,
on that note,
shut up.
On that note, thank you everyone for tuning into the Detail Grind podcast. We will see you guys next week. We have another great Grandambassador joining in, so stay tuned to the socials for that. And everyone have a safe and happy weekend.
And stay rad.
Stay rad. That's right. See you guys.